I got a guy right now at the Austin Bergstrom Airport in Austin, Texas.
Because the South by getting over?
Yeah, because South by's getting over, so there's musicians coming in and out of that airport right now. And I got a guy stand there with a football helmet autographed by Muhammad Ali, trying to add any more autographs that I can to
Is
that
Ali
piece.
and is Wendy on there?
Wendy the Snap Lady's not on there, but when I get that helmet back, Wendy gave me her Instagram info. I'm going to hit her up on DM and just get her to sign whatever I need, because I might have her come in. I might give her 50 G's and have her just sign everything I own. So
that's a lot of money for Wendy, I think.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I got thousands of pieces of Memo. You add Wendy the Snapple Lady to all of it, boom. That's just money, 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 money.
All right, pull something else out of the box. I'm learning so much because I don't know anything about the Memo
here you
world.
go,
I
Matt.
literally
So here's a blender.
Because I'll tell you what I imagine in the Memo
blender?
world. I imagine when I go to a Memo convention, it's going to be like a Larry Bird jersey, and it'll be framed and signed, or Magic Johnson, or Mario Andretti cap, or something like that. I think a lot of fabric. Like I actually see a lot of framed jerseys more than anything. Actually,
Right, it's your, especially for basketball, because what are you? It's either sign a basketball or sign a jersey, right?
So how does this blender factor into the scene?
Oh, this blender right here is from when Riddick Bowe broke his jaw early on in training, and he had to drink
Smoothies?
Smoothies. So this is that
The
blender.
smoothie blender?
This is the blender.
And
right
he
here.
gave you that?
Riddick Bowe gave this to me. Yes, in exchange, in a Memo exchange, because Riddick Bowe is apparently a huge Dale Earnhardt fan, and I had like a handful of Dale Earnhardt's hair that someone had.
Was it
pulled
pure
out.
Earnhart, or was there a little Snapple lady on there as well? Like,
This
did you give
this
him
is
pure
pulled
stuff?
hair. He said
This
he
was
had
pulled
a
hair.
lot of
This was
hair.
unsigned.
Okay,
I
okay.
do have a Ziploc bag full of Wendy the Snapple Lady's hair, but I have not had any reason to use
Did
that.
she knowingly give you her hair? Did you sneak up on her at
No,
the
it
convention
was-
and cut clippings?
She came to my house to sign a bunch of stuff, and she must be going through it or not getting enough vitamins or something, because when she left, her fucking hair. I have two German Shepherds.
Clumps.
I have two German Shepherds. Those, because of my childhood thing, I had to keep German Shepherds around my whole life. These things shed like a motherfucker, but Wendy, you can find them long black hairs all around my house.
Just
now.
like falling out of her head?
Yeah, I was worried
That's
about her.
alopecia,
So you
man.
grabbed a bunch of that stuff and you traded that for this blender.
Yeah, I traded Wendy the Snap. I traded a small amount of Wendy the Snapple Lady's hair to Riddick Bowe, in addition to Dale Earnhardt's ripped out hair, for this blender, which I'm hoping to get autographed by Lupita Nyong'o from 12 Years a Slave.
Sure. She's in a great Broadway play right now, too.
That's why I'm going to send after this.
So you get Riddick and Lupita on the blender?
I get Riddick and Lupita on the blender, and you find that one person that lives in that Venn diagram, and they're willing to. So, for example, like you were saying, you see a Larry Bird jersey framed, and it's signed at a Memo convention, right?
Uh-huh.
To me, that's missionary sex with a beautiful blonde. Yeah, it's great. It's fun. But after a while, you got to chase something a little crazier. And that's, then you start being like, oh, all right, why don't I wear stockings? Oh, okay, you choke me now. To me, that's where I'm at, where it's like, let me get Riddick Bowe's blender. I'm fucking knee deep in helmets and jerseys and footballs.
That's all kinda basic.
And towels.
You've had a brutal life, too. You've had 2 children who were incapacitated.
Yeah, I've had
you've
yeah.
had
Because of curse.
And
you had a rough childhood.
that arguably a lot of people say I caused.
No, you
in
did
some
not. I don't believe in
I don't
that.
believe in karma either.
No.
I'm doing PR. I'm making money. I come on this, UCB Sports and Leisure. I got to put on my best face.
Have you ever
Okay.
pretended to be something? I'm just asking because that maybe tells us in the future, maybe like of an accident to try and avoid. You know what I mean? Because people that have pretended to be stuff.
Oh
have
yeah, like
seen
my son
accidents,
pretended to be paralyzed and then
he
getting
became
paralyzed.
Yeah. Have you ever pretended to be anything?
I dressed as a woman and blew Joe Namath. Held a mouthful of load for a quarter-mile walk out of his pool house till I got into the cab and was able to spit it into a vial that I had in my pocket.
You were saving that? That's what you were saving?
I got
Or to
Na-
get
I
the
got Na-
autograph?
I got Namath's load.
Oh, but you didn't get an autograph.
I have Namath's autograph. I got it on a jersey. I got it on a fur coat, and I got it on a bottle of Diet Peach Snapple
Did
iced
someone
tea.
buy that? Did someone buy Joe Namath's semen?
No, not yet.
Is that in your panic room too?
That's in the panic room as
Oh,
well.
you would never sell it?
I would maybe sell that, but You got to wait till he dies for a load like that, because then you can get the genetic.
Do you have a
freaks.
super stable freezer like they would have at a medical laboratory to keep that
I do, but for different
material?
reasons. Yes. Yeah.
But I mean, to keep that material stable?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you know what you're not a scientist.
I have a bunch of shit in this panic room. I have I have it in a freezer. It's not a super stable freezer, if you will,
Yeah.
but I got a generator that runs.
Back up.
Yeah, because if anything happens and that panic room locks down, I got to be able to get in there,
In that moment that you did that was a thrill in a way. Like, I kind of feel like you're a junkie for being on the cutting edge of memorabilia or the memo world. Like, you're ahead of the game because obviously, how long have you had the load? Did you blow them like 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3.5 years ago.
Okay, so like no one still has approached you for that product. Like,
No.
you have a lot of things that you're ahead of the taste of America for.
I want when someone decides, hey, I could go for about 600 cc's of Mr. Showtime. What was his name? Tony Showtime? Joe Namath's, Joe Hollywood's. If I could go for a nice 600 cc's of Joe Namath's jizz, I'd be like, guess what? I'm your fucking guy.